What's up, everybody? Rod Garage. It is Monday, November 14th-ish. I just finished a 12-hour shift, so I don't really know what's going on right now. But here's the truck. This is my dad's garage out front. My garage is, of course you can't see it, it's out there somewhere. So the bed is on. You can see the color is fairly close. I'm honestly happy with how the color turned out. You can see down in this corner there's some wax that I didn't get all the way off. I'm trying to just polish it. This corner, I think I must have had a little bit more paint on, or I just polished a little better than the rest of it. And you can tell it's definitely not as glossy as the rest of it, because you can still see, there's a good angle for you, you can see all the mud in there, because the previous owner took plates of steel in all four stake pockets, plates of steel, and they're brazed in and then mudded over. And at the time, probably looked absolutely fine, but this has been probably about 30 years ago now, and the weather has not done this bed any favors, nor has it done the bodywork any favors. So you can see I got it as smooth as I could. There's still a really bad spot right here where I couldn't get this curve in here. You can see I just kind of mudded over it. But if you walk back to about here, it'll look just fine. So if I can get a couple years out of this bed, I will be ecstatic. And I'm super happy with how the truck is sitting. I've got the camera about eye level, and I'm not that tall of a guy. It is a Beltec 5.7 drop. These tires are not going to stay. It's still got that wheel up front is an 8-inch truck rally, which is dragging against the control arm because of the lowering and all that fun stuff. The other side is a 7-inch truck rally, but it has a 31 by like 9.5 tire on it that it does not fit, and it also doesn't hold air, so that's nice. So obviously I'm going to have to go with different tires, and that should bring it down even more. The bed on it, this is probably about how the rear will sit. I might go with a little bit shorter tire. I'll get you down low here. Kind of tell roughly where it's going to land there, because there's not much more weight going to go on the bed. I haven't decided if I'm even going to throw a tailgate on this bed or not. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably clean the tailgate up, get it really nice, and throw it on. And that would be easy enough just to swap to the new bed. Just a few minutes ago, I got this tag bracket on there. It's just a cheapo until I can get bumpers on this thing. My goal is to get it running, driving, moving, and kind of go from there. So inner fenders are going to wait, bumpers are going to wait. The steel cowl hood there, obviously. I've got to clean up hood hinges. Fenders aren't on all the way. I had just kind of threw them on. Didn't really know what I'm doing. So they're going to have to come back off. I got to make sure I mounted the core support right. I don't even know if I did that correctly. So we'll see what I can do there. The transmission lines, I have them roughly where they're going to live here. I'm not super happy with them, but we'll see how it goes. Like I said, not super happy with them, but they'll get by for the time being. I have them flared and installed to the radiator. I'm still working on routing them at the transmission. I still got the flaring tool and all that stuff there. The engine, not much has changed. Threw an oil filter on it and getting ready to put oil in it. I've got oil and the zinc additive for this thing. This manifold is the one that's probably going to live on it. A buddy of mine has I can never remember what year it is. I think it's a 70. It's a 69 or a 70 C10 CST. His still has the stock manifolds on it, and he wants to go with headers. He's got a pretty healthy motor in his. I have a set of truck headers that we're going to try on it, and if they'll fit on his better than they do on this one, I'm going to give him the headers, and I'm taking his manifolds. For the time being, that one over there is going to stay. I've got manifold gaskets, so I can go ahead and mount it once I get plug wires happy. This is one off of a 65 327 that I have. Came out of an Impala Super Sport, and it still has the heat riser in it, which I do not want. I don't want it on this truck, but for the time being, I'm going to finish routing all my wires under there and throw it on just so that we can hear it run. The goal is to have it running this coming Saturday, so I'm trying to finish up as much of the wiring as I can, and really that's probably about it. Finish up wiring, throw some oil in it, and see what else I can get done. Interior's coming along good. I don't remember exactly where we're at. I still got to do the weather strips, but I mean, all the glass is in, dash cluster's in. I think I've still got to tighten up the oil pressure line. I think I've got to tighten that fitting up at the dash, but everything else should be good to go. Here's the air cleaner. I'll go ahead and show you that. It was pretty much the cheapest chrome one I could get, but it looks factory-ish, and I forget where I got this sticker. It was probably something eBay, but I threw that on there so it looks stock-ish. I honestly don't know if that's a factory reproduction, or I honestly couldn't tell you. I'll probably leave the valve covers just like that. I'll polish them up a bit, obviously, but I probably won't throw stickers on them or anything. Just leave it the air cleaner. I think that's how the Corvettes were, is they would have just plain valve covers, and then it would have the sticker on the air cleaner. I could be totally wrong. I've definitely been wrong before. I think I already showed you the tag bracket. Yeah, I did. The wiring for all the taillights and such, there's some of it in the bed on that side of things. On the truck side, I have it coiled up in the opposite frame rail right about here. So I've got to get under the truck, pull all that out, and get it the rest of the way back, and then see what I'm going to use on this side, if I'm going to put a plug back in it or just hardwire it. I haven't decided yet, so I'm going to paint these buckets. They still have bulbs in them. What's left of bulbs, anyway. Yeah, I got to see what I got left of the wiring and kind of go from there. I'm going to paint the buckets just like I did the front signals. I don't have them out here, but I did a white primer and then chrome spray paint and left it at that. I found that works pretty good as long as you have it prepped pretty decent. I don't know. Let me turn my flashlight on for you. This is chrome spray paint that I cleared, and I thought that would work pretty well, but honestly it just looks like silver spray paint. And because of all the epoxy and crap I've got holding it together, it doesn't fit right. But from right here it looks okay, and I'm alright with that for now. Another thing I thought about, I'm going to get one more of the chrome trim along the top of the door panel. I'm going to get one more of those and may put it over top of the carpet. Just in the middle there between the seats, so you won't be able to see either end, but I think that'll be a nice touch, just to kind of separate it better than what we've got going on, because I got the cheapest carpet available. The floor carpet fit very nice. I mean, honestly, for what it is. I was happy with it. It was molded, went right in. It took a little finagling to get the seats in just right. Took a little adjustment. And I still got to cut a hole for the dimmer switch up there. And once I get the weather strips in, I'll get the sill plate trim in to kind of hold things down. But the gas tank cover, it was kind of molded, but it was also like way too big. I had to cut probably a good 4 or 5 inches off of the top of it here, and the bottom of it doesn't really fit that great, but I mean, if you're looking at it from here, I think it looks pretty decent. So little stuff like that, I can get nicer carpet later down the road, but for right now, to get it moving and just to get it done, this will work. Same thing with the armrests. I don't have anything on it right now. I have a set of 72 armrests. I think I'm just going to throw on it. They'll bolt on. They will not look good, but it'll have armrests. So, better than nothing. They were ones that we had bought for my mom's truck, and then they ended up doing some sort of like custom door panels, so I've had them sitting around. I don't have anything invested in them, and I don't really know anybody with a 72 with that style door panel, so I might as well put them to use. The cargo light, I think, turned out pretty good. Walking back here, you can kind of see there's something going on in there, but for the most part, you can't tell. It's still a factory lens, which I am super happy with. And I've got a couple bucks in those little 3/4 LED lights, as opposed to like 100, 120 for the LED lens that looks like an LED lens. So I have the MSD box mounted. It fell down on me a couple times, so I moved it a little lower where the paint's not as rough. And then added more. I used the 3M dual lock strips. I added a few more chunks of that. This is just a remote battery terminal I put up here, because I don't know if I showed you this or not. The battery is back here in the bed. I have it just thrown in there for right now. Eventually I'll make some sort of box for it to keep it contained, but this thing isn't going to see the weather, so honestly not super concerned with it. But that is, I've got just a 10 gauge wire supplying it, and all that does is the MSD box is hooked up to it, and then I think just interior lights, reverse lights, and then something else. There was something else that's battery hot, but I can't remember what it is now. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, that'll just be supplying little things like that. Eventually I throw like a vacuum cap over it when I'm done. And there'll be a glove box liner in here, you won't be able to tell. I still need to find another wiper switch. That's going to be for the two-step if I ever get around to hooking that up. That I'll probably just pull from the same terminal there. All the wires are pretty much routed on this side. You can kind of see them. It's a mess right in here. I've got to add some isolators and clean that up a bit for sure. But air cleaner spacer came in, so once I have a stud, I can. I'll have to mount the coil, of course. But once I mount that, get a stud, I can throw the air cleaner on, and we'll be that much closer to running. Like I said, I've had a long day. I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot done this evening, but we'll hit it again tomorrow. I want to have all of the wiring done. I'd like to have it done tonight, but hopefully for tomorrow night, and go from there. Thank you guys for watching. If you got any questions or want to see anything else, just let me know. But yeah, here she is. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.